Hi, and welcome to this video about why reading is the most important thing to focus on in your homeschool. I really feel strongly about this, and today I want to share 3 reasons why, if you can only focus on one thing in your homeschool, reading is a good thing to choose. So please hit like on this video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel so that you get notified whenever a new video is released. So today I want to share 3 reasons why I think that focusing on reading is really important when you're homeschooling your kids. It's really important that as soon as possible, we help our kids learn how to love books and love reading, and that we also help them to become independent readers on their own. We do need to wait until they're ready to become independent readers, but it's important to make sure that we're equipping them with those skills and focusing on reading in our homeschool. The first reason is that when kids become independent readers, they can learn more. And this is a really important reason because we're raising kids that we want to turn into lifelong learners, and we really want them to be interested and to be able to develop those skills. And when kids can read independently, reading is the gateway to being able to learn. Kids that can read independently can pick up a book about any topic that they're interested in and be able to teach themselves about that topic. So they're not waiting for us to be available to read to them, although we should still read to them, but they're not waiting for us to be available to read to them. And so that gives them the opportunity to learn more and more often, and to be able to study in a greater depth than they could if they were only relying on a parent or somebody else to be able to read to them. So this independence in reading really gives kids the gateway to be able to learn more. Another reason why we should really focus on reading in our homeschool is because it frees up time as a busy homeschool parent to be able to do more for our kids and for our families. So when kids are really young, homeschool is challenging because kids aren't learning unless we're sitting right next to them. When you have a very young child, pretty much homeschool is either you sitting with your child and working on something, or you giving your child some sort of a video or something to watch. And those are pretty much the ways that kids can learn when they're very young. Sometimes you can give them an activity that they can do independently for a few minutes, but in general, you're needing to sit with your child pretty much constantly when they're younger. As kids get older and become independent readers, though, a new opportunity opens up where you can give your child something to read and they can work more independently on assignments. Also, kids that can read independently can read directions. And so not only can they read the textbook, but they should also be able to develop the skill of reading a worksheet and learning what to do in an assignment themselves as well. So as they learn to be able to do more independently, then that gives parents more of an opportunity as well. Parents of an independent reader can give an assignment and then step away to do something else, to homeschool a sibling or to make dinner, for example, and then come back and check and see how things are going. And this has been a really big change in my homeschool as my kids have become independent readers. I have been able to switch from more of a hands-on role of teaching them everything to a little bit sometimes of a more hands-off role, giving them something to read and then following up about it. And that has created a little bit more freedom to be able to do more things on my own. Another reason why it's important to focus on reading in your homeschool is because lifelong reading and lifelong learning is a life skill that we want our kids to be able to have. I know that for me, it's really important that I raise kids that love books, that love reading, and that want to learn things on their own. And being able to be a strong, independent reader is one of the skills that my kids will need in order to be able to be a lifelong learner. So I want to make sure that I'm raising kids that really love books, that understand how to read a book and how to find a book that they're interested in, and how to find information in books as well. And so the more that I can teach them that, and the more that I can teach them to learn independently, the more I think that they will continue to learn after they graduate from homeschool and for the rest of their lives. So I think it's really important that we focus on reading in homeschool. And I think that's important for several reasons because it helps our kids be able to learn more and not be as dependent on us as their teacher to teach them something. Also, it gives parents a little bit more freedom and flexibility to assign work and then do something else while kids are learning, and kids are able to work more independently because they can read the directions or they can read the textbook or the novel for themselves. And then also independent reading is an important life skill that kids need to develop so that they can use that as they get older. So in the comments of the video, please feel free to share your thoughts about this topic. Is reading the most important thing to focus on in your homeschool? And what kinds of things have you noticed as your kids have become independent readers?